We had an unbelievable experience with owls from our backyard, from mama's nesting to their birth, and then to leaving the tree where they were born. On March 26th, Mama Owl flew over us and landed in a nest that has been used for owl babies for the last 2 to 3 years. This mama hatched 3 babies in this nesting hole in that tree trunk. On May 9th and 10th, the 2 oldest owlets fledged the nest to live on the branches of their tree. And a week later, the youngest owlet would finally fledge the nest too. We learned there may have been 3 to 5 eggs, and the week delay between leaving the nest is actually normal. While waiting, the first 2 owlets flew to all the branches on this huge tree until that day of departure. 2 days before the youngest baby finally left the nest, we witnessed a strange event. Mom and the juveniles stayed close together all day long in that tree, watching that baby. It seemed they were waiting for the baby to fledge the nest. In the early evening, Mom fed the older siblings on the cut-off top of the nesting hole and then fed the baby in the nest. Mama joined the baby in that nest, but there was a lot of movement going on. When it appeared the baby wasn't going to leave, Mama suddenly flew out of that nest, down toward us, and then up in the tree. Was she frustrated with her baby? Most of the owl activity would start in the early evening. Often I'd wake up in the night, and thanks to the streetlight, I could see some of the action, like watching Mom bring dinner to them. Well, 2 days later, the baby had finally fledged out of the tree. The older siblings had finally left this tree to enjoy their unexplored world in the neighborhood. Meanwhile, the baby spent its first day fledgling in the tree all by itself. We never saw Mom or its siblings spend any time with it that day. That night, the baby waited for hours on that dining table stump above its nest, dancing and looking and sleeping until Mom brought it dinner. I happened to see it finally eating when I awoke around 2 in the morning. But when I finally awoke that morning, baby owl had also left that nesting tree to join its siblings. The next night, they visited their nesting tree, but they are now enjoying their freedom to be in other trees. What a fascinating opportunity to watch the owls take care of their young and see how the babies develop their flying skills. We will miss the owls and never forget how they move their eyes directly toward us, even when we're inside the house. Sadly, this tree is scheduled to be torn down soon. Here's hoping we find their next nesting spot. We appreciate your interest in nature and sharing our unexpected journey with them.